Hello.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Bellow.
And we're Perspective. And today we wanted to talk to you about a newer anime that just came out that Bellow recommended to me, The Apothecary Diaries. So this is a Bellow Recommends.
We're going to start off with why I recommended it to you. Okay, so for me, one of the things that made me think you would like it is because the main character, who is a girl, is sort of out of the norm. She's sort of on the sidelines of mainstream society for her time and the country that she lives in and the culture. She's sort of a tomboy, which wasn't common at the time, and sort of forges her own path and has a very independent thought and a strong force of will and doesn't care what people think of her so much. And I feel like you admire that in people, especially women. And then also very intelligent. There's mysteries to be solved in almost every episode. So it definitely keeps pulling you to the next episode, or at least through the episode. And then a dash of romance. And then, of course, one of the main things was the...
Sparkly.
The gentleman in the show is, I feel like, someone you very much like. Definitely sort of that feminine, pretty boy type deal. That, not my shtick, but, you know, it's yours. So I figured you would like that.
So what did you think about it before you watched it?
I mean, before I watched it, I was sort of like, it's in the middle of the night, I need something to sleep to. Let me just try this new anime out.
Did it keep you up?
It did, actually. It did keep me up, and I think at the time there was only a handful of episodes in English, and I was very upset that I sped through them in one night and sort of wasted it and didn't take my time with it. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of bad about that. I'm behind on some anime and some games and things like that because I like to binge and to spend hours with it. So if I have to wait, I do not appreciate that. Despite growing up having to wait. As an adult, I have lost all of that patience. I have lost all the tolerance. I want to watch it all right now.
Well, I think that nowadays, when we don't have to wait anymore. We, don't even care about the movie theater anymore because we know it's going to be coming out streaming and it's at the touch of a button. I mean, I'll try not to go down the rabbit hole too far with today's culture and instant gratification and what that sort of does to our society, but it is definitely a big thing. And when we were younger, it wasn't necessarily easy to wait, but it was easier to wait because there was no alternative. You didn't know an alternative. Like, the only alternative you knew was if you had the entire DBZ season on VHS. Then you didn't have to wait for the next episode to come out.
Which happens sometimes. We were actually able to buy the VHS of DBZ, but it would be 3 episodes, so we'd get 3 episodes ahead and then have to wait like a month to watch the next one. So it was kind of...
It's like, no, I'm torturing myself even worse. But... Anyway, so that's the closest you get to that back then. Nowadays, with going back and watching old animes that have already been completely finished, or any other show, and you go and watch it on Netflix, and you can finish it in a week or whatever. You can watch 10 episodes a day if you want, and it is very much instant gratification. So now that there is mentally an alternative, it's irritating. And I found myself be that way too with streaming services. If there's a commercial actually at the little midpoint break that they have.
How dare you?
Yeah, like you're supposed to be like, dee-dee-doo, boo-doo-doo. And then that's the most break you have with those little art clips. Yeah, exactly. So, turn in tomorrow here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... You have to sit through that commercial and you're like, oh my god, a 2-minute commercial. But back in the day as kids, you had a 10-15 minute commercial break in between.
That was a bathroom break, a popcorn break, anything.
But you sort of cherish that, like remembering literally running to the kitchen to the microwave or the counter, grabbing a bag of chips, running back, jumping over the back of the couch, and like slamming into it with your friends, and you're like, did I miss anything? No, you're good, it's about to start. And then
Or whatever opening, yeah.
Dragon!
Pop the dragon.
Yeah.
But getting back to the show.
Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah.
Oh, so I really didn't even see any sort of trailers or anything like that. I literally was going from that little 4-inch by 3-inch image.
Thumbnail, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I couldn't even see. I was like, what is this? 2 girls on the front cover? Okay. You know what I mean? And, and then I watched it. I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love the mystery. I mean, who doesn't love the story about somebody overcoming their surroundings and their birth and using non-conventional ways to overcome their struggles in their life and sort of being able to admire the tenacity of someone's spirit. And I really, really am attracted to that. And it had little splashes of slice of life, picking herbs and stuff like that I appreciated.
There's another word for that where it's like the feel-good kind of anime.
Ma? Is it Ma?
No, it's not Ma. It starts with an I. It's like IYASH or something like that. Where it's like kind of a healing anime. I don't know if that applies here.
You know, I appreciate that stuff. Those little breaks and where it seems like she's doing something that's every day, but then a lot of times too, those ended up tying in and somehow helping her figure out whatever conundrum she was puzzling over. And then the romance helps.
Yeah.
Even if
it's very light and she's all like, eee!
She's practically a woman.
Ah, come on.
Literally a eunuch, but okay.
Actually, I don't think he was.
Well, I won't say my suspicions. We'll wait. But okay, you go ahead with how you thought of it.
Okay, well, before I watched it, I knew nothing because I watched nothing about it. And the only thing I didn't think it would be set back as far in time as it was. That is the only thought I had as far as that went. Watching it, I really, really liked it, as Bellow said. I liked the mini romances. It was nice getting to see her grow on him, and I'm sure he's growing on her, even though she doesn't like to show it at all. But I totally understand being kind of scared of men and knowing what they're capable of and being touched as a shiver thing. You know what I mean? It definitely is relatable there.
Well, I think part of it for her, as far as that goes, that I really liked, is that she's not like that with any other guy.
Well, no other guy touches her.
Yeah, well, not even just the touch, but how he talks to her. I think what it is because once she started dressing to not be noticed by men and to be quote-unquote ugly, she no longer got attention from men. So to have somebody that blatantly sees through that and is attracted to her, I think is what makes her uncomfortable with him. Because he's seeing through her quote-unquote ugly, which I don't understand how freckles make you ugly, but you know, back then...
That's a thing.
A
snaggletooth makes you cute, freckles make you ugly. Just a different culture. Different likes and dislikes. Everybody has them. But I was going to say, too, she doesn't really realize that he is sincere at all. She doesn't exactly realize that he's into her. And I think that's part of it, too. She sees the sexualized side of it. You know what I mean? Like, creeper side of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think she thinks that he's used to being able to manipulate women that way and is doing it to her. And I do think she senses that he genuinely is attracted to her, though. I feel like that is the substance of what actually freaks her out about it.
I don't know. I think it's more just that it's a guy hitting on her and stuff and she's not used to it and she doesn't like it. And, I mean, there's more to it, too. I'm sure that he does expect it and she's just like, ugh, whatever, guy. You know what I mean?
And again, I think that every time she denies him, he's more attracted to her because...
he's not used to being denied.
Exactly. So I think that's sort of that yin-yang there. He's used to being desired by everyone, and she is repulsed by him, and she's used to not getting any attention as far as sexually, and he is attracted to her. So I think it's really a full circle thing with their relationship.
And I have a theory on that too, that she grew up with a family that was women, right? So the brothels, all
and
the
her
women.
dad,
but her dad's a eunuch.
Yeah.
So he never, I assume, had any interest in any women, brought home any women. Like, she never saw him hitting on anybody, that kind of stuff. You know, he was an older man, he was a eunuch. Yeah. So, and then you have all the women that she grew up, a whole house full of women. And then she sees these men hitting on them, leering at them, wanting them, taking other chicks in back alleys because they can't have them. That's her experience with men, is them being like that.
Yeah, and especially the men she's exposed to are really only after one thing. And probably part of why she admires the doctors and professionals so much is that some of her dealings with the man she actually did admire, like her father, is that he was not interested in them at all that way.
And could concentrate on something else and produce something good and just have more to them than just being a horn dog. But anyway, that's just my theory. I think that's part of why she understands men even less and them hitting on her and doesn't like it even more. But anyway, I really did like the show a lot. I liked, as she said, the mysteries of it and trying to figure things out. And I liked the slight romance and how they grow on each other. I just like it a lot. I rated it an 8. And what'd you rate it?
I hate saying 9 all the time because I feel like, oh, it's a 9. Oh, you guessed it. It's another 9.
You're a 9. You're a 9. You're a 9.
You're a 2.
Sad face.
I'm still looking at you, Attack on Titan.
Oh no, come on, man.
No,
one episode.
It wasn't that bad. I could appreciate how much other people would like it. Could you get past the floor? Anyway, Beanie and Dead Horse. I think a lot of my favorite stuff was, maybe I just like educational stuff. I don't know. Like, I like a lot of cooking anime because it's teaching you how to cook. I like fantasy stuff because it's teaching you about monsters. I liked this one because she's breaking down these herbs and the science behind how a storehouse can get blown up from flour, and breaking down how someone can send messages with colored flames, different salts, and how someone got poisoned and accidentally, on purpose, who had the motive to do it, you know what I mean? So it's not just that she's an apothecary, it's almost like she's also a detective and an advisor.
Which I think is funny because the older women are like, oh my, and because she tells them like different techniques and teaches them. Oh
yeah, because she did grow up in a brothel.
So she doesn't think too, which is funny too because she doesn't like being hit on and stuff, and she's very uncomfortable with men that way. But then she's very comfortable in teaching them how to be with men. And yeah.
Well, I think a lot of that too is probably just a splash of asexuality, because when sexuality is just so strongly normalized, if you disregard that and push that from you, then it's hard to see that there's love behind it too.
Or there can be.
When you're only seeing the physical aspect of it. And if there is love, it involves heartbreak and brokenness and pain. Because to love in a brothel
can be very dangerous, yeah.
And painful, you know, because
as she saw with her mom.
Yeah, it's often unrequited. Yeah. So it makes sense that she would push that out of her life and not desire any part of that at all.
Yeah, because what good are men? I mean, when you grow up seeing all that your whole life, and what's your dad? Like, her biological dad. It's just, you see the worst of them for so many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's 17, and so you could argue, too, she's a little young to be perceiving all that towards her, but also everything she has seen tells her bad, icky.
Well, I don't think she's young for that time period at all.
Oh, no, because there's that one concubine, or consort, what are they called?
Consort is, you know, the nicer
is it
term, and she's a little higher class than just a normal concubine. But I think it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, it's definitely consort, the pure consort or high noble consort. I can't remember. The pink one, the little one, the young girl.
Yeah, the one who's 14 and she was with the emperor like 5 years ago. Yeah. The other emperor, the dad, I assume, dad of the current emperor. And yeah, ew, bad, no, God, why?
pass them on down the line like any other inheritance, you know?
Well, not just that. I'm saying because he was with her at 9 years freaking old.
Yeah. No. Definitely that too.
Yeah,
definitely that too.
Oh, God. But anyway, point being, she's not that young, considering how old you could be and be with a man. Or with a woman, whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah. But it was a very good story. I liked his right-hand man, too, how serious and how kind he was and everything like that. And I liked him.
And his housekeeper, too. I think she sees that her master, who she's been with since he was young, genuinely has feelings for her and sees a way for him to have happiness through her. I like that it's like she's sort of conspiring for...
Oh, there's a bunch of them doing that.
Yeah, definitely playing matchmaker in the shadows, trying to push them together, run into each other, sending her to the office to clean, all that sort of thing. And again, he doesn't love a little splash of romance.
But no, I was going to say I don't think he's a eunuch because he takes something, he says, to suppress his manhood. But I don't think he's actually a eunuch because of how high up he is in rank. I think they let people assume that he was a eunuch because he could be back there with all the other eunuchs, where men are not allowed, because he's so beautiful, but because he's so high-ranking, they chose not to make him a eunuch. So I believe that's the thing, and I think she's going to find that out one day, and it's going to be a different story, because she does talk about how beautiful he is, and how no one could resist him, and this and that, and she talks about how she likes him when he's being serious, or shows affection, or not affection. Shows genuine concern.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your theory. My theory is he's actually the Emperor's brother.
Well, it says that he is the son of the older consort, the one who's like 35, I don't remember her name, but that she was actually his mother.
Yeah, so I think he's actually the Emperor's brother, and no one knows it because nobody's seen him in public in years. Oh, the Emperor's brother hasn't been seen in public in years. Nobody.
Oh, you mean like at the garden party?
Yes, so he's undercover for some reason for the Emperor in his...
Well, to make sure his consorts are being loyal.
Yes, and basically being there as a temptation for those consorts. And then the ones that come on to him are turned out. Yeah. And...
No, I get why he has them back there. I do get that.
So I think that's why he's not actually a eunuch, because he's actually the Emperor's brother.
Yeah, he's too high up there.
Yeah, and he's, the prince, basically, next in line, because the Emperor doesn't have a son.
Maybe.
So, of course, he wouldn't make him a eunuch.
Yeah.
Because he might have to carry on the Emperor's line one day.
Yeah.
But, so that's what I think she's going to find out. And then he's like, I am an all-powerful prince, and kind of thing.
Yeah. I definitely think he's growing on her, slowly but surely. He's already smitten. It's over with for him. But anyways, alright, I think that's all we really had to say about it. We do obviously recommend it if you have been paying attention. We like it. We think other people will like it.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely recommend that you go give it a try. If any of this sounds interesting at all to you, definitely worth the watch.
I was going to say one thing and I totally forgot. Big surprise, it's me. Anyway.
P.S.
It really reminded me of Snow White with the red hair. Because of the apothecary part, because of getting kidnapped, because of having a strong will and doing your own thing no matter what, not just being like, oh, I'm a poor little lady, oh, you know what I mean? Somebody save me, not like that, but being your own person and that kind of stuff. So I did think it reminded me a lot of that, and I recommended Snow White with the red hair to Bellow because of this show, because I think she'll like it as well. But yeah, there was a lot of similarities to me between them. Although I will say that the main character is much more, I don't want to say evil in this one, but she's much more sinister, mean, in the Apothecary Diaries, not in Snow White with the red hair.
Okay. Yeah, Snow White in the red hair, she's like a sweet girl that's healing people or something. And
well, sweeter than a mountain.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not allowed to touch dead bodies because I might cut them up and use them for parts.
And start digging up others in graveyards and stuff. Also, I totally forgot again, it took me a while to realize something that's pretty dang obvious, And you notice that they make her a little cat a lot of times when she's excited about something and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Her name is literally Mau Mau.
Like a cat. Like a cat.
Yeah, Mau Mau. And it took me a while to even realize it. Because, anime turns people into cats all the time. It's a common thing. I didn't think anything about it. And then I'm like, oh my god. Her name is literally Mau Mau. Like, meow meow.
and I think it does actually, because like you said, they show people as cats all the time. To show certain emotions, especially like slyness or smugness. But I think it goes with her personality very well. She has a very cat-like personality. Like, don't touch me unless I want you to. And just the sort of slinky sneakiness and stuff that...
And being smarter than what you would think. Smart when she wants to.
She's definitely a cat with a golden retriever that's in love with her.
I don't know. I don't think I would call him a golden retriever. I think that other guy, you might call her a golden retriever, the one who likes Pyrene, I think it was. The one, I don't know if you remember. He's the one that lets her out of the castle first to go see her family. And he kind of falls in love with her one big sister at the brothel.
Oh, yeah.
She says he has big dog energy. And I agree with that. But I kind of think that the main guy, Master Jinji, I think is his name, is kind of like a cat too, but a cat that's been spoiled its whole life. That everybody comes in, immediately pets it, and it can just like... and leave whenever it wants to, but it knows it's beautiful and it's wanted by everyone. You know what I mean? I kind of see that side of a cat with him. But yeah, that's just me.
Well, hopefully you've enjoyed. Can't even really call these rabbit holes anymore. It's a lot more like the holes of a prairie dog clan. Watch your step. This has been Perspeculative.
And this is the Apothecary Diaries. Bellow recommends. And we say it was a success.
Hope you enjoyed. Go check it out.
Bye.